This question comes from Adam, who asks, what if we tried to print everything on the internet? Not just Wikipedia, social media posts, or websites. We're talking about all the images, tweets, emails, video transcripts, PDFs, and pretty much everything on the internet. Let's start with the most obvious question that would strike a normal human brain. How much paper would we need to print the whole of internet? Back in 2023, researchers estimated the total size of the internet to be around 100 billion terabytes, but only a fraction of that is in readable form. Most of the content on internet includes videos, encrypted data, backups, server logs, and duplicate content. For now, let's keep the focus limited to the text-based content. Assuming about 10% of the internet is actual text-based material, that still leaves us with 10 billion terabytes. Let's try to translate that into something printable. One standard printed page holds roughly around 750 words. A megabyte of plain text is around 500 pages. So 1 gigabyte of text would be about 500,000 pages. And if we multiply that by a terabyte, we'll be looking at 500 million pages per terabyte. And scaling up to 10 billion terabytes, which is roughly the size of the readable portion of the internet, we would need around 5 quadrillion pages. That's a 5 followed by 15 zeros. Assuming we use standard A4 size paper, one ream of it holds 500 sheets and weighs about 2.5 kilograms. So 5 quadrillion sheets would weigh over 25 trillion kilograms. That's the mass of around 4 million adult elephants. If we stacked all those pages, we'd reach the moon and back, over 650 times. Moving on to the next key factor, which would be the printers. A good industrial laser printer can churn out about 100 pages per minute. Assuming we have 1 year to complete the printout, we'd need around 95 billion printers, all running 24/7 for an entire year. And if each printer were to cost $500, the total cost of printers would add up to around $48 trillion. And the fun part is, we haven't even considered the cost of paper yet. But assuming money is no object, we would still need ink. And I mean, lots of ink. Inkjet ink is famously expensive, costing more than vintage champagne or human blood per liter. According to various sources, the cost of ink to print one page is roughly around 5 cents. With 5 quadrillion pages to print, we'd be spending around $250 trillion on ink cartridges alone. And the real bummer? The moment we're done printing, the internet will have already changed. Millions of new blogs, forums, and Wikipedia edits will have happened. Not to forget the 2 billion emails that get sent every single day. Basically, by the time we print the entire internet, we would need to start all over again. But that's not even the worst part. Producing 5 quadrillion pages of paper would require cutting down over 4 billion trees, effectively deforesting much of the planet. We'd also need energy to run the printers, process the paper, manufacture the ink, cool the data centers, all of that to create a printout that would instantly be outdated. And let's not even talk about printing the videos. Even if we transcribed every video on the internet, it would take us centuries just to print uploads from the previous months. So could we print the entire internet? Technically, maybe. But should we? Absolutely not. So the next time you regret your life choices, just remember, someone thought that printing the entire internet was a great idea. No offense, Adam.